With me now is Dennis Liegghio. He's the founder of KnowResolve. Dennis, I know that there's a real personal story that led you to the work you do. Tell us about that.
I lost my dad to suicide when I was 14, and our last words were in anger, so I struggled for many years with that guilt and all the other stuff that comes along with a loss by suicide, the shame, the anger, the grief, complicated grief, and music ended up being my way through it. I started writing songs. The first song that I wrote was called KnowResolve, and it was about the loss and everything I was keeping bottled up inside because of it. And eventually that led to starting this organization in 2007. Kept the name KnowResolve, changed the spelling to K-N-O-W to try to raise awareness and make this something okay to talk about.
So how does KnowResolve work? What's the mission?
The main program for the first 10 years was the presentation that I had developed for middle schools and high schools, where I go and I talk about my experience and my dad's loss by suicide, everything that I struggled with because of it. And I bring my guitar and I play some songs and I talk about my journey through the grief and my own depression and suicidal thoughts and everything that helped me along the way.
As you've done this work and you talk to young people, you know, every time we bring this topic up, the word stigma rears its head. What do you see as the key to getting past the stigma that keeps someone who needs help from asking for it?
Talking to each other. And for me, one of the big turning points in getting the help that I needed for my own depression and post-traumatic stress disorder, frankly, I needed medication along with therapy and the creative outlet. And I had that internal stigma that I couldn't get past. I was afraid of side effects. I didn't want to take a pill. I was worried about what other people would think. And it was a conversation with a friend that changed my mind about that, along with the news that my wife and I were pregnant and my desire to do better, to be better, to feel better for her.
Like you wanted to say, it's going to end with me.
Yes.
Do you feel in these years that you've been doing this work, do you see attitudes changing? Are we evolving in the way we think about mental health issues and suicide?
I think so. I think we're making a lot of progress with reducing stigma surrounding mental health issues and getting to a place of greater understanding that it is a brain illness. The brain is an organ. It's part of the body, and there's no line. There's no shame. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility.
What's at stake here?
Lives. Lives are at stake. Happiness is at stake. The ability to just enjoy one's life on a daily basis, all of that is at stake.
Dennis, thank you so very much for spending time with us.
Thank you.